Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new podcast. Today we are talking about Leagues Cup Match Day 2, and then next time I do Match Day 3, and then the semis, and so forth. First game of Match Day 2 was a New York City versus Leon. New York City won 2-0 for Martinez at the 7th minute and Ortiz at the 32nd minute of the match. New York City got 10 shots on target. Leon got also 10. 8 shots on target with New York City, 5 for Leon, 46% position for New York City, 54% for Leon, 392 passing for New York City, 450 for Leon, 81% pass accuracy as for both of the teams. 17 fouls for New York City, 19 for Leon, 0 yellow card for New York City, 2 for Leon, 0 red cards for both the teams, 4 offsides for New York, 0 for Leon, 6 corners for New York City, 8 for Leon. That's how that ended. The next match was Columbus versus Puebla. Puebla lost 3-1 against them. The first goal was at the 14th minute from Ebishtin. Second goal was at the 60th minute from DeRozzi, and then third goal from Herrera at the 39th minute, and then Lozano made it 3-1 at the 40 plus 5 minute. The matches were like this. 18 shots on target for Columbus, 9 for Puebla, 3 on target for Columbus, for Puebla, 57% precision for Columbus, 43 for Puebla, 3 passing for Columbus, 364 for Puebla, 82% for pass accuracy for Columbus, 76% for Puebla, 9 fouls for Columbus, 20 for Puebla, one yellow card for Columbus, 3 for Puebla, 0 red cards, 2 offsides for Columbus, 0 for Puebla, 6 corners for Columbus, and 2 for Puebla. That match ended. The next match was a Mazatlan Houston Dynamo, where Houston lost 0-2. Mazatlan made it 1-0 at the 25th minute from Almada, and then made it 2-0 at the 57th minute from Guzman. The matches were like this: 17 shots for Houston, 5 for Mazatlan, 6 shots on target for Houston, 4 for Mazatlan, 63% passing for Houston, 37 for Mazatlan, 517 passing for Houston, 314 for Mazatlan, 88 pass accuracy for Houston, 79 for Mazatlan, 70 fouls for Houston, 12 for Mazatlan, 3 yellow cards for Houston, 2 for Mazatlan, 0 cards for both, 2 offsides for Houston, 0 for Mazatlan, 8 corners for Houston, and 2 for Mazatlan. That's how that game ended. The next match was a Montreal, which to look at 1-2-1. They started losing at the 20th minute for Mraz. Then Bumnino tied it. No, Guerra tied it at the 23rd. Then Bumnino made it the top. The matches were like this: 52 ball position for Toluca and 48 for Montreal. And then 17 shots on target for Toluca, 8 for Montreal. Quarter kicks for Toluca, 7 for Montreal. 10 fouls for Toluca, 15 for Montreal, 43 passing for Toluca, 407 for Montreal, 19 tackles for Toluca, 16 for Montreal, 15 free kicks for Toluca, 10 for Montreal, 0 red, yellow cards, and red cards for Toluca, 2 yellow cards for Montreal and 1 red card for Montreal as well. That's how that match ended. The next match was a LAFC versus Pachuca, where LA started winning at the 10th minute from Barney at the 10th minute. Montel made it tied it 3-2. They both had one point each. They went to penalties, which LAFC won 4-2, and the match stats were like this: 36% for, 64 for Pachuca, 11 shots for LAFC and 12 for Pachuca, 8 corner kicks for LA, 2 for Pachuca, 5 fouls for LAFC, 13 for Pachuca, 274 passing for LAFC, 504 for Pachuca, 2 yellow cards for LAFC, 1 for Pachuca, 2 red cards, 1 for each team. And then next match, that's how that match ended. Next match was a Tigres San Diego, where San Diego lost 2-1 against them. The ball position was 46% for Tigres, 54 for San Diego. 12 shots for Tigres. The goal scorers were 2 goals for Alan Correa at the 31st and at the 67th, and Alan Angel made it 2-1 at the 55. 12 shots for Tigres, 10 for San Diego. 2 corners for Tigres, 1 for San Diego. 7 fouls for Tigres, 14 for San Diego. 522 passing for Tigres, 621 for San Diego. And 1 yellow card for Tigres and 3 for San Diego. That's how that match ended. Next match was a Orlando. Atlas lost 3-1. The goals were from Benevic, Orden, and Alan. Alguillo made the first goal at the 9th minute. Then Cocorao made it 1-1 at the 50th minute. Oric made it 2-1 at the 57th, and Benevic made it 3-1 at the 90 plus 13. The ball position was for Atlas, with a 39% for Orlando and 61 for Atlas. Shots were 21 for Orlando, 11 for Atlas. Corners were 7 for Orlando, 3 for Atlas. 303 passing for Orlando, 472 for Atlas. 16 fouls for each team. And 2 yellow cards for Orlando, 0 for Atlas, 0 red cards for Orlando, and 1 for Atlas. That's how that game ended. Next game was Inter Miami Gaxa, which ended in a 2-2 draw, went to penalties, and a 5-4 in penalties for Inter Miami. The goal scorers were Sankin at the 12th minute, Benvini at the 3rd, then Monreal at the 1st, and then Jordi Alba at the 9th plus 2 minutes, which ended the run. Now, 47% ball position for Inter Miami, 53 for Necaxa, 11 shots for Inter Miami, 14 for Necaxa, 4 corners for Inter, 0 for Necaxa, 10 fouls for Inter, and 21 for Necaxa. 373 passing for Inter, 421 for Necaxa. 1 yellow card for Inter Miami, and 2 for Necaxa. Both had red cards, and that's how the game ended. Next match was a America versus Minnesota United, which ended in a 3-3 draw. Penalties, which ended in an 8-7 win for Club America. The first goal was for Aquino at the 16 minute of the match. On goal for Minnesota from Boxall at the 27th minute. Then Hong Kong made it 1-2 at the 31st, and every minute 1-3 at the 65th minute. And then Suniga made it 2-2 at the 53rd minute, and then made it 3 Garceres at the 90th minute. Last kick of the game. Made it 3-3 to go to extra time. 2 penalties. And then ball position was for Club America with a 64%. And then Minnesota had a 36% ball positioning. The total shots on target for America was 18. Also, for Minnesota, corners were 8 for Club America, 7 for Minnesota, 13 fouls for Club America, 9 for Minnesota, 555 passes for Club America, 312 for Minnesota, 3 yellow cards for Club America, 0 for Minnesota, 1 red card for Club America, and 0 for Minnesota. That's how that match ended. Next match was a Pumas at Atlanta, 3-2. Pumas won. First goal for Alguinho at the 23rd minute from penalty. Navas made an own goal at the 35th minute. Then 8th minute, 2-1 at the 43rd minute. Karskia made it 2-2 at the 62nd. Then 3-2 at the 89th minute, which that ended in that result. Next match was a Salt Lake versus San Luis. They draw 2-2, but due to penalties, San Luis made 1-4 penalties, got the extra point. The next match was a Portland versus Querétaro, which Portland won 1-0 against them. And that's how that ended. So next match was a Cincinnati versus Juarez. They tied 2-2 in regular time, 3-4 in penalties, and that's how Juarez got an extra point. Chivas was versus Charlotte. They tied 2-2 as well. But in the penalties, Chivas won 4-2. Monterrey was versus New York Red Bulls, and they tied 1-1. The penalties 5-3 for Monterrey. The Rapids were versus Tijuana, and Tijuana won 1-2. LA Galaxy was versus Costa Sur. They tied 1. They won in penalties 7-8. Then the last game of round 2 was Seattle Santos, which Seattle won 2-1 for the match. Thank you very much for coming. I will go to continue doing this. Have a good day.